I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this is another Higher Things video short. Cutting. That's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. Cutting and other forms of self-mutilation. Our Father in heaven made our bodies. We are not animals or mistakes or accidents. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. In the womb, He formed us. He made us. He constructed us. And He didn't make us for harm or for pain. He made us to have a relationship with Him. And even now, our bodies are worth what they were worth because the Son of God died and gave His life for them. That's what our bodies are worth. They're worth the death of the Son of God. And so to harm them is to take and use our bodies in some way that the Lord never intended for our bodies to be used. Now, if you are dealing with a friend who is suffering from some form of self-stimulation or or cutting or self-mutilation, the first thing to do is convince them to go with you to seek help from a trusted doctor or guidance counselor or pastor or parent or teacher. Seek help. There's some things which are just above our ability to just fix. I'm not a mechanic. When my car breaks, if I go under the hood to try to fix it, I do more damage than I do good. And so I take my car to a professional in order to get fixed. And that's because I know my vocation. I know what the Lord has given to me to do, and I know what He hasn't given me to do. The same with our friends. If we want to look out for our friends who are suffering from this, from cutting, and they're sort of locked in it, the best thing for us to do is to convince them to go get help and to be with them when they do. Pastor, they told me that not to tell anybody. Well, I would go back to them and I would say, you put me in a tough situation because you're harming yourself and you could hurt yourself really badly. And that would be on my conscience for the rest of my life that I tried to be your friend and you entrusted me with a secret, but that secret ended in you harming yourself. So let's pick someone to go to talk to. Well, Pastor, can't you give me some advice that I can use to talk to them? Well, there are no cookie cutter answers to this sort of problem because cutting occurs for many and various reasons. It can be a way of dealing with loneliness. It can be a way that folks try to deal with anxiety, or they lack a control in their universe that they believe they should have, and so they control their universe by cutting or by mutilating themselves. Well, each of those answers, each of those problems have a different answer. You don't tell somebody who's trying to control their universe to get control of their universe. That only creates more anxiety. You don't tell somebody with anxiety not to worry. That, again, while it seems like the right answer, it only adds to their worrying. They need someone to talk them out of the situation they're in. God has given people with that vocation for them. But the last person that they want to talk to is their parents. But that's the very important person that they need to talk to. What if I feel like I need to break their trust? Well, before you break their trust, I would tell them, hey, I'm going to my pastor. Or, hey, I'm going to my parents. This is way over my head. I love you. This is way over my head. I don't want to betray your trust, but I'm going to my parents. What do I know about this? Well, my daughter, who has special needs, self-stims. That means that she sort of locks her muscles up on the stair. She does it on the stairs, and she tenses up, and she spazzes her muscles out in such a way that it causes her pain. And she literally, if left alone, starts to cry because she's in so much pain from super stimulating her muscles. Why does she do that? Well, she doesn't communicate with us, so it's really hard for us to communicate with her. But sometimes we just have to I think she does it when she's lonely, or when she's separated from one of her parents when her mom leaves. So all I do is sort of take her and hold her. If I see her starting, I tell her to come down and stop. But if she's already starting, I just reach up and get her. And sometimes she fights me and I hold her. because she's harming herself by what she's doing. She's hurting herself. With cutting, and somebody who doesn't have special needs, you can actually talk to the person. And somebody professional can talk to the person because your body was made to glorify God. Its worth is the death of the Son of God. And so these things in which we would harm ourselves are not God-pleasing. And so seek help from a professional, a pastor, your parents, and the like. And if you are cutting, go to your pastor, to your doctor, or most importantly, to your parents. Your parents love you. They will help you. They will find help for you. And no one will judge you. And no one will condemn you. Because, well, we're in a fallen world. And how can we judge and condemn those we love? Or why would we do that when we want to get them help? Good question. I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this has been another Higher Things video short.